All right. So for anybody that doesn't already know me, I'm Brad Kugler, the co-founder and CEO of DirectMail 2.0. We are a cloud-based marketing platform that lifts the results of direct mail through omnichannel marketing. We've been doing this this is going to be our 6th year, and we've had amazing results. We are not a stagnant company. We continue to add features and new technology as soon as we can prove that it works. I don't want to sell anything that doesn't work. So this is something that we've got some great early results on. And my esteemed colleague here, Morgan, who is our Vice President of Sales and Marketing, she is going to tell you all about it. So I've been told to not interrupt. I'm going to do my best. We will save the questions till the end. And I will zip my lip, mute my mic, and I'm going to let Morgan take it from here.
Oh my gosh. Wow. It sounds no, I've just got a lot to cover today. So any questions, please feel free to put them into the chat or use the Q&A. Brad's going to be trying to field them as we go through it, but I do have a lot to cover. I just want to make sure that we can get through everything, and then we'll open it up for that Q&A at the end. You know, our fearless leader here, Brad, if you do have anything to interject, please do.
I will do my best to please use the chat and the Q&A. I will do my best not to interrupt Morgan. So if it's something pressing, I'll try to answer you on the chat.
Perfect. So as Brad said, I'm Morgan DiGiorgio. I'm the SVP Sales and Marketing here for DirectMail 2.0. I'm super excited about today's webinar. Like I said, we've got a lot to cover. On the agenda, we're going to start with the foundation of it all, which is the state of direct mail. You know, where are we at? What are we looking like in 2023? Then above and beyond that, we're going to talk about effective marketing strategy and how we can improve the response to direct mail with omnichannel marketing tactics. But in particular, of course, as you see, we are unveiling and unleashing our newest technology, Addressable Geo. And what we have the opportunity to do with this technology is enhance mail and track online and offline conversions with a true one-to-one marketing technology approach. So very excited to get into that after we get through some of these foundational levels things. So let's talk about the state of direct mail. Where are we at? So direct mail advertising is a $43 billion industry, expected to reach $73.57 billion in 2026. This is a massive market to be tapping into. Now, I know that all of our partners on our webinar today are tapping into this market, but if there's any commercial printers that are joining us today and you're looking to get a piece of this revenue pie, there are things that you can be doing that will set yourself apart from other direct mail service providers so that you can tap into and capture more of this market share. If you're an advertiser and you're not using the direct mail marketing channel, well, as you'll see, we'll be going through these stats here and how effective direct mail is. It may be time to jump on that bandwagon because it's an extremely effective channel. Marketing mail revenue increased 681 million or 4.9% in 2022. Over 2021. Now, granted, we are still not at pre-COVID levels, but that being said, we are seeing a significant uptrend in the utilization of marketing mail. And nearly 72% of businesses use direct mail to generate sales. So, that other 28% that is not utilizing direct mail, I see as an opportunity, right? There's an opportunity there to be educating other marketers on the power of direct mail and why they should be using this channel. 58% of marketers have more marketing budget allocated to direct mail this year. So like I said, we are seeing a significant uptrend. And that's because the effectiveness of direct mail with the addition of technologies like direct mail 2.0 or omnichannel enhancement just continue to improve the channel. So, wow, direct mail has the highest ROI at 112%. A lot of times prospecting or speaking with a prospect that is looking for marketing strategy, they might tell me that the direct mail marketing channel is expensive. Well, when you're looking at the cost of something, you have to look at the ROI. And there's been a lot of research out. In fact, you know, Lob did their 2023, the State of Direct Mail report. They interviewed over 250 different advertisers that are using direct mail. 74% of them agree that direct mail delivered the best ROI response rate and conversion rates. Okay, so let's take a look at direct mail and let it flex its muscle a little bit here, because over 91% of promo mail is read and opened. You guys, when I get up in the morning and I open my email and I see all of the spam email, guess what? Delete, delete, delete. You know, my my husband recently paid my 11-year-old to go into his email and start unsubscribing from all of these people that are spamming his email. He just couldn't take it being you know, overwhelmed with all the emails. So when I'm deleting these email messages, I'm not seeing the impression. I'm not being delivered the marketing message. I delete it. When I go out to my mailbox and I grab my mail, I look at every single piece of mail before I decide whether or not I'm going to discard it. And even if I do discard that piece of mail, well, that impression, that imaging, that brand recall has been seared in my mind. Direct mail takes 21% less cognitive effort to process than digital marketing. And this is so important because when we inject direct mail into our marketing strategy and we use that effectiveness, it's only going to overall enhance and increase the likelihood that we're driving a response for our other channels. So the response rate to mail is high, around 37%. And the other thing about it is that it is a good channel for all demographics. There's been a very large misconception that direct mail is really very useful for an age demographic, maybe not so useful for a younger demographic. But over the last few years, a younger demographic has actually been so much more receptive to the direct mail marketing channel, and they actually prefer it as opposed to other digital channels. So great channel for all demographics as well. Something very interesting too, you know, there's always been, I would say, at least in this industry, you know, a tug of war between direct mail and digital. And for quite some time, guys, actually, digital was winning that war, okay? There was a lot more marketing spend being put into digital because people saw it as being inexpensive and effective. But over the course of time, it has slowly started to become less effective. And right now, we're almost at about a 50-50, with 56% of marketing being an online strategy, the other percentage in direct mail or offline. Well, very interesting thing though, when we know currently that one of the most successful marketing strategies is to layer digital on top of a direct mail campaign, I know that a portion of this 56% of digital marketing is actually being utilized to enhance an offline marketing strategy. So we're really pulling some weight here with the direct mail marketing channel making a big comeback on the scene of marketing strategies being used. But it's really not direct mail versus digital. It's really not, okay? It's about deploying a marketing strategy that is utilizing something that is the perfect marriage between both worlds. How can we couple online and offline to deploy a marketing strategy that's going to give us the best of both worlds? Because that is how we get the best results. We can increase our response rate by around 63%. Adding direct mail with digital ads gives us almost a 28% higher conversion rate. Here at Direct Mail 2.0, when our platform, just our baseline platform, is layered onto a mail campaign, we see anywhere from 23 to 46% lift in response to the mail. And that's just on a basic campaign. I mean, we have seen even higher. So very effective here when we're pairing the offline with online channels, and 85% of consumers actually prefer a blend of digital and physical marketing channels. And there's a few reasons for that, okay? The first is that people prefer to do the research and investigate products and services through certain channels, and then they prefer to convert in other channels, right? The other thing about it is that people actually do prefer to be reminded about products and services that they were interested in. Absolutely, I want to receive an advertisement or a marketing message about that product or service that I looked at and be extended a better deal to drive me into converting. I was interested. I just needed to do a little bit more research. Maybe I needed a little bit more time. But now I'm being reminded and presented with a better offer. So people do prefer to be marketed to through multiple channels about the products and services they were interested in. So how do we do this? Well, the most effective way to drive a response utilizing a digitally enhanced direct mail marketing channel is actually through the deployment of something that's called an omni-channel marketing campaign. And what omni-channel is repeating the exact same message that is going out on the mail over and over again. And omni-channel is very effective because it starts with the customer at the center of a seamless unified experience. Multi-channel marketing is starting with the company and regurgitating marketing messages out through multiple channels. But omni-channel is keeping that customer at the center of that marketing experience. And we see purchase frequency as high as a 250% higher when using omni-channel. Customers who shop across channels have a 30% higher lifetime value. I mean, this is very significant stuff. This is where we're really going to be able to compound our customers' marketing dollars and drive a significant lift in the response to their direct mail marketing. The other thing too is that when we can layer on an omni-channel buying experience, I talk a lot about omni-channel marketing, but customers prefer an omni-channel buying experience as well, right? They like to be able to have that cyclical process through the entire buying experience. And there's technology that we can use to bridge that gap between offline and online, like QR codes, for example. We can thank COVID for the resurgence of QR codes. So, there's a silver lining, I guess, maybe in everything, right? So let's talk a little bit about challenges. So paper supply, we have really in this industry suffered some significant challenges with paper supply. Happy to see all the data pointing to a lot of that starting to even be alleviated in this current time and space, but it looks like around Q3, Q4 of this year, most of these challenges with paper supply will really start to have been eradicated. And I'm hearing that they really already have been also currently right now for a lot of our partners. But even as useful and viable and powerful as the direct mail marketing channel is, we have still had some challenges, and those challenges center around tracking and attribution. So that's the bad news. But the good news is that there is technology that can really help us provide solutions to some of these tracking and attribution challenges with an offline channel. Also, because of supply chain issues, the direct mail marketing channel has increased in cost, and then the never-ending postage increases are also compounding the cost of the direct mail marketing channel. But that being said, none of it has led to a decrease in the interest of direct mail. In fact, as you can see, more mail is being utilized for marketing. So they're not having a decrease in interest into it, but maybe a different approach. And what I mean by that is they are looking to get more targeted with their direct mail, and they also desire to increase the performance of the direct mail. And so at Direct Mail 2.0, we actually have a few ways that we can do that. When we're talking about tracking and attribution, I was just talking about QR codes. We can do static, or we can use personalized QR codes. So you can actually track down to the individual direct mail recipient that is scanning a code, show attribution to the mail. It actually lifts the response to mail because people love to get out their phone and scan a QR code. There's different call and text tracking features. Also, we have our lead match technology. If you're looking to get, targeted and show attribution, we have a pixel that you can put on a website. You identify a website visitor, you get 95% accurate contact information about them, or you build a targeted mailing list. These are people that are literally raising their hand and saying, "Hi, I am on this website. I am interested in this product, this service, and this is how interested I am because I've been on this site for X amount of time." And you can build that targeted list and mail to your clients, consumers, and prospects in that fashion. The other thing we have with that technology is our matchback tool. So when people respond to marketing, they go online. If I click on an ad, I end up online. If I see a social media ad and I Google and search, I go online. If I get a mail piece and I'm interested and I do more due diligence, I go online. Now, we can track responses to digital marketing through Google Analytics on our website, but we cannot track if someone is standing in their living room with a mail piece and searching and browsing online. But with our lead match technology, we can identify that website visitor, we can match that back to the mail file, and we can show that attribution to the mail. So there is technology out there that can help solve some of these challenges with the direct mail marketing channel. We can also layer on our platform to lift the response to mail about 23 to 46%. Very inexpensively for a few pennies per mail piece. And then at the same time, a lot of the tech in our platform, such as QR codes, the retargeting, and even informed delivery will gather anywhere from around a 3 to a 5% discount on postage. So get targeted, improve results, and save money on postage. Definitely a win-win. So what is Direct Mail 2.0? Well, we have a marketing automation platform that is designed to seamlessly track the effectiveness of the mail while enhancing and lifting the results through the integration of digital platforms. We do use an omnichannel marketing approach, and as you can see here, the exact same message that's being communicated on the mail is being delivered through multiple platforms. We take a single mail piece and we turn that into an 8 to 16 touch omnichannel marketing campaign for just a few pennies per piece. Now, some of our bundled tech stack does deliver up to 32 impressions, but with this 8 to 16 touch omnichannel campaign, we've been able to drive about a 23 to 46% lift over just a traditional standalone direct mail campaign. We also have a real-time trackable dashboard. So tracking is very important. Clients can log into these dashboards. They can see how their marketing dollars are working for them. They can drill into the results of all of the campaigns and really use that data to continuously improve all of their subsequent enhanced direct mail campaigns. We do have an opportunity here to streamline effective marketing strategies through a single vendor. So a lot of very large organizations or large national retailers use silo marketing. Okay, I've got one team for email, one team for social, one team for Google, one team for direct mail. We're all having to work together to try to approve these budgets and creatives, and all work together to seamlessly tie together all of these channels to deploy them all on top of a direct mail campaign. And unfortunately, it can be like moving a mountain within an organization like that, or of that magnitude sometimes. And so it's very attractive to have a turnkey marketing automation platform where we get a list, we get a few pieces of creative, it's uploaded into the dashboard, and boom, an 8 to 16 touch omnichannel campaign is delivering multiple impressions across multiple channels and delivering this lift on your mail. It's also very attractive for small mailers that don't have access to those kind of resources. So very attractive and very useful at driving that response on top of the mail. No lead left behind, no money on the table. What do I mean by that? Well, when people respond to marketing, they go online. We've talked about that, which is great. Our marketing is working, people are converting. The thing about it is that 96% of people, once they get there, they leave. They leave the website. They probably go to competitors. I mean, I know that's what I do. I like to be a pro buyer and run my due diligence. And so what we need to do is we need to get them back, right? And so if inexpensively, we can repeat that message that's going out in the mail, or we can put the direct mail recipients in a marketing funnel and continue to hit them, giving all of these additional opportunities for them to convert, this is where we drive that lift in response to the mail. So just to give you some math, what an enhanced omni-channel direct mail campaign looks like, this is it. We've got our tangible offline direct mail piece. We have all of our digital ads. We've even got a billboard in here. We've got the Gecko, the Geico, the 15 minutes could save you 15% or more, translated across all channels. right? So this is impinging. I've got the brand recall from this direct mail piece, and we all would recognize this messaging. And you'd say, yes, I'm not a Geico. I don't have the marketing budget of Geico, but you don't have the demographic of Geico either, right? So with the right marketing strategy, you can create a omni-channel campaign like this that drives massive results. So why is this important? Well, it's important because in today's marketing ecosystem, the average consumer is seeing anywhere from around 4,000 to 10,000 marketing messages a day. I'm talking about digital ads, email, direct mail, billboards, vehicle wraps, logos on t-shirts. We are immersed with ads. So when we can deploy a seamless omni-channel campaign that is repeating that exact same message over and over, it is standing out. It is standing out in these sea of messages and really helping to drive that response. The other reason is because we are utilizing best practices in marketing, which the most important practice in marketing is repetition. And we know about 80% of sales, conversions, donations, votes occur between the 8th and the 12th touch. And so this is why our platform layers on 8 to 16 impressions. We want to get the direct mail recipients up into those contact margins where that conversion is taking place. And it's very effective, okay? So we have 13 different technologies that we strategically time and deliver through different bundled tech stack marketing products. We take these technologies and we bundle them in different products that can be layered on top of direct mail. But the product that we're going to talk about today is our newest product, and we are calling that Target Match. This is a true one-to-one marketing approach. We are going to take a mailing list. We are going to find the Facebook and Instagram accounts of the people on the mailing list. We will be serving up ads to those people for a full 30 days. This campaign runs for 30 days. So before they get the mail, they're warmed up to the mail. Then they receive the mail. If they set the mail on the counter, we continue to serve them ads, reminding them to take action on that mail piece they set aside for later. We're going to track the mail. So show when mail is projected to be delivered and show deliverability of, all the way down very granularly to the direct mail recipient, each individual. So really giving peace of mind that what they're paying for is being delivered. We are also going to use QR codes to help improve and lift the response to the mail, but also to provide tracking. We layer on informed delivery, where that email is being delivered before the mail is even going into the mailbox, showing yet another impression and giving them an opportunity to click on that full color clickable ad. We will use call and text tracking for another tracking feature. Our lead match technology, and then most importantly, addressable geofencing. Okay, and we're going to dive into this in a moment. And I just want to say, I know you see another bundled product here, Target Match Plus. So the interest for this product has been astronomical. When we first started rolling it out, the interest was so high. We started running these campaigns. As Brad was saying in the beginning, the results that we're seeing are absolutely incredible. And from there, our prospects and our partners started asking for more. And they said, listen, this is fantastic, but we actually would like to run your Direct Mail 2.0 platform and then add Addressable Geo onto that. And so we said, absolutely. And we immediately rolled out our Target Match Plus. Okay. I'm just going to focus on Addressable Geo today. So anyone that has any questions on our other technology features, please just reach out to us and we'll be happy to go through a full demo of those. But Addressable Geo. So this is really cool, guys. This is where we are drawing a virtual boundary around a residential or business address so that we can display ads to every single device within that virtual boundary, a true one-to-one. So how does this work? The first thing that I want to just say is that this is not IP-based targeting, okay? Not IP-based targeting. IP-based targeting is a good strategy. It's not the best in my opinion. IP addresses are constantly changing, evolving. It's usually about, I don't know, somewhere between 40 to 60% accurate. Not a bad strategy, but that's not what we're doing here, okay? We are using actual verified GPS data to target individual households at the address level. So we upload a mailing list into our platform. The addresses are then automatically converted into geofences that conform to the plat lines of each address. We're gathering that information from property tax and public land survey information. We then geofence each matched address to collect and target users specific only to that distinct address location. We get about a 90% match rate on these devices to these addresses. So I've seen as high as 98% even, but on average, it's a 90% match rate. So very high. And the devices that we're targeting within these plat lines are smartphones, tablets, desktops, and connected TVs. Now, I just want to make note, this is not OTT CTV. That is a great product. It's something that we have access to, but that's not what we're talking about here. Connected TVs would be if somebody was browsing the internet on a smart TV or connected TV, we would have an opportunity to display an ad there. So connected TV, OTV is totally different product, but today we're talking about addressable geo. So how are the devices matched, right? So this is actually, they're matched to the daily collection of time-stamped mobile GPS data, okay? Where do we get this data? Well, from SDK partners, okay, that's software development kits, that's talking about information that is gathered through the utilization of different mobile apps. Also, beacon and verified Wi-Fi partners. So all the data that's paying off of different Wi-Fi devices and the filtered bid stream. So there is a massive bid stream out there where ads are being displayed to users, or people are bidding on the opportunity to display ads to users based on their location. And there is a massive amount of data that is being aggregated based on GPS data from mobile devices. In fact, over 240 billion different data points are being gathered on a daily basis. They are being put through sophisticated filtering technology and truncated to result in around 500 million unique lat launch coordinates per day. And this is updated on a daily basis so that we can ensure that we are targeting the right people and the right devices. So you say, well, Morgan, I hear you saying mobile GPS data, but you said you can target other devices within that household. Well, we can, because we have cross-device matching technology that gathers a lot of data about the IP addresses, keywords and key phrases being utilized on these devices, page visits, logins to sites and apps from multiple devices, the latitude and longitude details for individual households to identify and display ads to other devices within the household. Now, this may still be a little bit fuzzy to you. I mean, these are some very devilish details. In all reality, we could have an entire presentation on how this data is accumulated and utilized. So if you still have questions on that, please reach out to me and we can dive into all of that. So another really neat aspect about this technology is our ability to actually curate a list. So historically, the way that our marketing platforms work are we are provided with a mailing list, and we take that mailing list and we layer on the digital technologies onto that mailing list. But there might be an instance where you don't have a mailing list, or maybe it wouldn't make a lot of sense to use a mailing list. And so one example of that would be for a B2B mailing. So I know that I said that we can draw a virtual boundary around a residential address or a business, right? But let's think about a use case for a business where maybe, let's just say for the sake of argument, you have a mailing list of 2,000 businesses, but all 2,000 of these businesses have anywhere from 400 to 1,000 different employees in that organization. Now, it would not make a lot of sense for us to be diluting the spend and displaying our ads or our marketing message across 400 to 1,000 different employees in an organization that really aren't the decision maker, right? It just wouldn't make a lot of sense. Now, I am going to show you a case study at the end where there is an example of where it does make sense to display ads to all of the devices within a business. And I'll show you that here in just a few minutes. But so what we can do instead is we can curate a list. Okay, we have access to a list that we can curate to market to. It has almost 3,500 different targeting options, including residential, commercial, demographic, financial interest, political, and it goes on and on. So what I would suggest in the B2B space is that we curate a list and we display ads to the decision makers within their households and the devices within their households, because that is whose attention you want to get, right? So we can do that. Also, there's a very good use case for this with an EDDM. We don't have a list. We are dropping mail in certain zones, right? So what we can do is curate a list in certain geographic locations, and we can pick parameters that make sense for the marketer so that we can geofence households or residential addresses in the same geographical location that the EDDM is being dropped. The third use case is for digital only campaigns. Now, digital only, so when we were experiencing all of the challenges with paper, some of our partners were having a challenging time fulfilling some of the print jobs because they didn't have access to paper. During COVID, people started really pulling back on their marketing budgets and they weren't mailing as often. And so we offered an opportunity where we could take a mailing list or a records list and we could upload it into our platform and deploy all the digital components are on all of our technologies without a mailing. Okay, now this is not as effective. Okay, our entire platform is built around the direct mail and enhancing the direct mail marketing channel, and it is not as powerful and not as effective without the mail. But there may be situations or scenarios where we might want to curate a list and just run one of these campaigns without the mail. And like I said, not as effective, but there might be a certain customer with a budgetary restriction or something where it might make sense. And so it is something that we can do. Okay. So advanced analytics, okay, being able to track the number of offline and online sales and leads at the ZIP+4 level, okay? So there is sophisticated pixel technology that can be placed on a website. When somebody is displayed an ad in a household and they click on an ad and they go to a website, we can show those leads that were driven in a ZIP+4. We can also show conversions. So if someone fills out a survey, they fill out a form, or they make a purchase, we can show those conversions to the people that were geofenced and shown an ad. Now, a very other interesting metric here that we can use to show conversion reporting is that we can geofence what I would like to call conversion zones, okay? And so let's say that we're doing a mailer for Bed Bath & Beyond, and the direct mail recipient gets a mailer and they walk into the Bed Bath & Beyond location. We can geofence a residential address that just received a mailer and show foot traffic to stores. And then we can also geofence a residential address that is receiving a mailer and being shown an ad to show that they're driving a conversion into the store. And I have a few case studies that we're going to show where there actually were some holdout groups used so that we actually saw that lift when we paired the direct mail with these digital ads, okay? So how is this conversion pixel different from lead match? Well, the lead match pixel is a little bit different as to where Somebody that goes to a website does not have to take an action at all. Someone can go to a website, they don't have to click on an ad, they don't have to convert, they don't have to fill out a form, they don't have to make a purchase, just by simply being there. Our lead match technology can de-anonymize them and provide 95% accurate contact information for them. Then we can match it back to the list, we can show attribution to the mail, and we can even show attribution to digital marketing campaigns, because if they got to the website by clicking on a digital ad, we can identify them, provide the contact information, and show how they got there, and actually reference the digital campaign. So 2 different pixels here. If you want more data on that, we can drill into that a little bit more granularly. Just reach out to me, okay? So reporting, most of the reporting in our dashboard is, I would say, on a high level aspect, okay? But for this technology, we get a lot more granular in the data. And so just to give you some examples, this is actually just demo data. So it's not from a live campaign or anything like that, but we do show the number of impressions. We show the click-through rate, the reach, number of clicks, frequency of impressions per audience reached, and then weighted actions here where it shows 0 is actually where we're tracking those conversions, okay? From there, we get a lot more granular in the reporting. So as you can see here, we are showing postal code, clicks, click-through rates, through each individual zip code. So very neat how you can actually track here and really see where you're getting the most engagement. And from there, we even show impressions, clicks, and click-through rate per ad size. So you can see, wow, which ad size is driving the most effectiveness. And from there, even device type. Now, the importance of using this data is to really gather more insight into the audience that is engaging with the campaign the most. So from there, we want to drill down and look at the percentage of the audience that is female or male, their marital status, their age, income levels, education. And so now when we see the audience and the characteristics of the audience that is engaging the most, we can use that data to tailor our ongoing campaigns to be marketing to audiences that look just like the people that are most likely to engage in our marketing. So we can continuously improve our response. So a little bit about privacy concerns. In today's marketing ecosystem, I think that we experience more privacy concerns than we ever have before. And direct mail really helps brands address most privacy issues. It's a great channel for avoiding those privacy concerns. And this addressable geofencing can do that also. A lot of times a customer might have a concern about the utilization of cookies. Well, as long as you don't want to utilize that sophisticated tracking pixel, then we don't have to use a cookie with this technology at all. We are able to draw those virtual boundaries and target the individuals and devices within those households. And we're only able to target them because they have previously opted in and allowed us to do so, or allowed us to gather this data about them when they're downloading apps on their phone, they're acknowledging these terms and conditions, and they're actually opting in. Now, what about marketing to a younger demographic or someone that is under 18? That's weird, Morgan. Why would we want to do that? Well, up until a few years ago, we were actually able to market to 14 and up on Facebook and Google. And so there are some instances where you would want to do that. If you're prospecting, say, high school students, maybe for college and things like that, there are some use cases where it would be beneficial to have the ability to market to these audiences where we're unable to do so any longer on Facebook and Google. But if there is concern, we can restrict those audiences, to 18 and above. The other opportunity that we have here with this technology is the ability to market to sensitive categories. So there's actually a whole list of sensitive categories that are not completely restricted on Facebook and Google, but there are some limiting factors and challenges to how we're able to actually market in some of those industries. And then on the other end of the coin here, there are some industries that we can't market at all on Facebook or Google. And that's cannabis, CBD, and tobacco are just three to name some, okay? And so the thing about the cannabis and CBD is that this is actually a market that has been up and coming, and they've got a lot of opportunity here to engage in marketing spend, and they've been heavily restricted in some of these other larger platforms. So anybody that has cannabis or CBD customers that's had challenges with marketing, we can use this technology and we can help them successfully enhance their direct mail campaigns. Okay. All right. So let's get into some case study data. Okay, I've talked about how great this is, but now you're going to see that the proof here is in the pudding. Okay, so this was a furniture chain, a rent-to-own furniture chain. They wanted to promote its Black Friday specials. The goal was to drive traffic to 111 stores across 8 states. They gave us a list of 107,000 loyalty members. We deployed an omnichannel campaign using Addressable Geo. So we displayed digital ads that looked just like the mail campaign. We got an 89% match rate to their list. We drew conversion zones around all 111 stores. And we did an A/B test with a holdout group. So we had a group that received the mail, but not the Addressable Geo ads. And we drew a target fence around each house that got the physical mailer, okay, but didn't get the ads. And then we also had the fences drew around the residential addresses that got the mailer and the digital ads. So the users that received the mailer and the Addressable Geo ads were 31% more likely to visit one of the stores. So it really drove an enhancement and lift in response to the direct mail. And so we were able to generate on the direct mail campaign that was enhanced with the digital ads 2,071 visits to the furniture chain's 111 stores, and a total of 7,700 online and in-store purchases with a really low CPV of around $2.47. Now that was just for the digital portion of the campaign though, not the direct mail. Okay. Next was a national ice cream chain. They wanted to position their pints as a holiday gift and drive foot traffic to 22 different stores. And they wanted a CPV to the store location of $10 or less. So they supplied an address list of 17,500 total addresses. We used 3,500 addresses per market. Again, these were loyalty customers. We matched the addresses to each household around a 97% match rate. And we layered on omnichannel ads with Addressable Geo. We drew the conversion zones around all 22 of the stores, and then we were able to actually track and see what we were able to garner for them. Okay, and we got 2,044 total visits to the 22 stores with a cost per visit of $1.71, which was 6 times lower than their $10 goal. And we actually had a holdout group on this one also. And on this campaign, we were really trying to see, how much is this enhancement that we are driving when we're layering on these ads through the Addressable Geofence technology. And so in this campaign, the recipients that received the mailer and the Addressable Geo ads were almost 70% more likely to visit one of the ice cream chain stores. All right, last study I want to get into, and then we'll open it up for questions. This one's a little bit fancy. Okay, we did a few things here. And I also like it because I know a lot of the challenges that our industry has experienced with the labor market. And I thought, well, this would be very relevant here, right? So this was a manufacturing company and they wanted to drive job applicants. Okay. So they were in packaging and plastic production. They wanted online and offline qualified job applicants. We did a 3-month campaign. We used mail and addressable geofencing. We did a few other things, and I'll get into that in a minute. But really important fact here, you know, the average cost of acquiring a new employee is almost $4,700. So what they were able to achieve with this campaign rather inexpensively is quite remarkable, you know, and the marketplace for candidates is, you know, very competitive. I don't know, I think there's a lot more people on the market currently or recently in the last few months, but it's still a competitive marketplace for candidates right now. So they wanted to maximize their applications, whether in person or online, and they wanted a click-through rate of 0.1%, okay? So we took a mailing list and we used a mailing list, and we also curated a list for them using the list curation tool. And so we chose 159 different postal codes. So we're always going to start with a geographical location. And then they chose occupations that they thought aligned with people that would make good candidates for the positions that they had open in their organization. Okay, so white collar occupations, accounting, blue collar, so on and so forth. Okay, now from there, we got a little bit savage also. Now, this would be an instance where you would want to use a B2B list to display ads to every single person within the organization. So we took a list, 175 companies of competitors or people that would have candidates that they would be able to draw into their organization, and they displayed ads to the devices within those organizations for a total of 30 days. So we had a list they provided, we curated a list, and we had a B2B list, and we drew target zones around competitors' locations. We also used another technology called site retargeting. And so we do have technology where we can use pixels that are placed on a website. When someone goes there, they pick up this cookie and they are continuing to show the ads after they get there, reminding them to take an action, okay? So we were able to track attribution by showing online visits to the thank you page after someone would submit a job application using that sophisticated pixel technology. And then we were also able to show offline conversions because we were able to draw those conversion zones around their 3 distribution centers. And we were able to track people that came in and filled out applications online. So by the end of the 3-month campaign, they achieved a click-through rate of 0.15, which was above their goal of 0.1%. And they were able to generate 634 total conversions or applications, whether a mix between in-person and online. And they had a low cost per action of $19.37. So just 3 different use cases here where we were going in and testing out this technology and the efficacy thereof, and really wanting to show that lift when we're adding that omni-channel enhancement. And, you know, in the first 2 campaigns too, you know, this is just mail being enhanced with Addressable Geo, which when we look at our bundled tech stack, we're also layering on a few other technologies. We've got the social media ads, we've got informed delivery. And if you wanted to do the Target Match Plus, we've got a ton of other technologies there too, like Google and other enhancement from there. So, but fantastic, covered a lot today. That's really all I have. If you have more questions or you're interested in learning more about Addressable Geo or any of our other technologies, please either call us or email us here at this email address. Brad, how are we doing with the questions?
Wow. I got to say, I don't even know what you talked about because I've fielded over 30 questions, and so anyone who has any more questions, please put them in the Q&A. There's a couple here we'll go through, but one thing for the guys that are registered anonymously, anyone that's registered anonymously, your questions get logged as the same person. So I just want to say, if some of the responses are non sequitur, some of the questions they're all coming from the same person. So when you give me a multi-part question, it could be 2 people, it could be 3 people. So if you're registered anonymous, it's very difficult for me to answer those. So go ahead, please put yours in, but I'll start with the first. There's a couple here that I saved because they're very good questions. A lot of them deal with privacy and privacy restricted type areas. So someone asked about gaming at casinos, someone asked about self-destructive habits and drug abuse and certain vitamins, things that are sensitive.
Yes.
So can you speak on either specifics or in general about those privacy restricted things and addressable geo?
Yeah, actually, that is one of the benefits of this technology. And, you know, I was speaking a little bit about that. Some of those verticals that were mentioned, we actually can market in those verticals, even on platforms like Google and Facebook, but they are deemed privacy restricted, meaning that there are limitations. You know, for example, we can do geo-targeting for casinos, as long as they have brick and mortar, and then they have to fill out a form for us to get them go through a verification process, and we can market for them, but there are limitations. And so this addressable geo product bypasses most of those limitations that we see in a lot of those vertical markets, especially with regards, I think you were mentioning, like drug abuse, rehabilitation centers, tobacco, alcohol, plastic surgery. Yes, these are all vertical markets that we don't have the same restrictions as we have in these other platforms like Google and Facebook.
Excellent. Okay, great. Just as a recursor, I've said a couple times, yes, we will be sending a copy of this recording. You will get a copy of the deck. It's usually about 48 hours before we get that out to everyone. So if you registered, whether you attended the whole thing or not, you will get a copy of that. Another question that we're getting from some people is, and these are probably more related to our reseller, our partner crowd, is asking for a white labeled either video about addressable geo, a sales sheet, or a deck. I think these are things we can work on. It's not something we have at the exact moment, but
well,
you can
hold the phone. Hold the phone.
Okay,
I do. The cook has been in the kitchen, Brad. So yes, we do have, you know, one sheet for the addressable geo and all of our new 13 technology platforms. And we actually do have a white label co-sell deck that incorporates the addressable geo that we can send to you, so you can use. But Brad, as you know, we are working on updating our video. So we don't have the updated white label video yet, but we're working on that now.
Okay, good. And that will contain this.
Correct, yes.
There's one here. The pet business is one question, unrelated to the others. Addressable geofencing with text messages and direct mail for acquiring new clients and zip codes. We do not have outgoing text messages. We have incoming text messages. Otherwise, yes, it can absolutely be used for clients in contiguous zip codes. We only respond to people via text who have used the call tracking number on the mail piece. I hope that answers that question.
You know, something I like to actually bring up on that too, you know, whilst we do use inbound SMS, if you had a call to action for, you know, say, you know, love your pet to this text, love your pet to this number to receive something in return, you could use that as an opportunity for them to opt into your SMS marketing or your email marketing and actually put them into one of those funnels. But email with direct mail is a phenomenal enhancement as well. Email alone, not so great. Email with direct mail, fantastic. And so you could pull out and compartmentalize our addressable geo tech and then use your own email and direct mail and SMS campaigns. Absolutely.
Excellent. All right. This is an obvious question. Can this be used in the UK? It can't, I don't know, actually. Morgan, you have any information on that?
You know, I'm actually not sure because we are primarily just US based, but I know we can do it in the US and Canada, but we had a couple opportunities reaching out to us globally recently, and it's something we're looking into. So shoot me an email and I will get back to you on that. My VP operations said, yeah, why not?
Right, fair enough. Another question is pricing structure. Now, we've had a couple of these questions from partners and non-partners. Now, obviously, people that are not partners would have to become a partner first to sell this. And that pricing structure varies based on the partner level you subscribe to. Morgan, do you want to get any more specifics on this, or they should talk to somebody here?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a lot of minutia to kind of dive into, but very low barrier to entry, to get a subscription so that we can get you going. But yeah, just reach out. We've even got some information on our website about it too.
Good. There was another question about discounted rates for nonprofits. I don't think we really do that. We discount based on value and based on partner level. I don't have anything other to add to that. Do you?
No, we haven't been able to offer any discounts for a nonprofit.
Great. Timeline. This one's for me. Any timeline and when this will be implemented into the dashboard? Yeah, it is. We're finishing up 2 projects right now. This then becomes the #1 priority. It's a completely different vendor relationship, vendor service. We are designing a completely new dashboard with all these new KPIs. I have to be honest with you, it's 2 to 3 months before we beta test. If you're interested in being part of the beta, let your rep know. But I'm hoping by the end of first quarter, that's probably the most realistic time frame. And again, nothing's promised on that.
Yeah, and just to elaborate on that a little bit, when a target match campaign is ran, all of the technology, aside from the addressable geo, the reporting is in the dashboard, but we provide a manual report for the addressable geo portion at this time until it's finished being built, as Brad alluded to.
Good. Another one, which I can probably pretty much answer, is there's questions coming in about the location being turned on mobile devices in order for this to work.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely something to think about, but the thing about a mobile device, even like myself, for example, I think about my own real life experience. And when I'm traveling and things like that, I will turn my location services off because it drains my battery. But anytime I go to use anything, I have to turn it back on because my apps require me to use it if I need to use Google Maps or anything like that. So it's a very limited amount of time that somebody has location services off, and we're able to aggregate enough data with the amount of time that they actually have them turned on.
All right, thank you. And here's another one. So the difference is that digital ads are only targeted at male recipients for target match. That is the question. Yes. Try to figure out how to position this to my clients at my marketing agency who may use this. Any ideas?
Yes. Email me. Let's have a conversation.
I mean, it's wasteless advertising is pretty much the key thing. You are only targeting the digital ads to people receiving the mail. You're not blanketing a wider or you're not targeting beyond the people receiving the mail.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's just really what people are asking for, right? They want to use mail. They want to get more targeted. They want to eliminate waste. They want to maybe only target people within that household. And this is a great way to do that. This is the solution for those clients. In fact, before having a product like that, when we rolled this out, actually, a lot of our partners had very large customers. They said, wow, this is what they've been waiting for. So.
Excellent. Well, I've worked my way through. Timing is perfect. Thank you, Mike, for the kudos. I have never had more questions. This is a hot item, and we're super excited to deliver this, tweak it, and make it the most successful thing we've ever delivered.
Excited.
Anything else?
I think that's it. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.